Welcome to the madness!
2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, I played a game that I checked out just purely out of interest. At the time, would I believe that it would lead to a 2-year full playthrough full of memorable moments? And that game was called Pathfinder Kingmaker. 290 odd parts. Literally the equivalent of a tabletop campaign. And now today, ladies and gentlemen, we play the second game in that series. And we do it now. So anyway, my friends, how's it going? The name's Deathy, and welcome back to another episode of Ducking Around. The series where we play random games, and today we're playing Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I have been wanting to wait until I did this as its own series, but I couldn't wait. I put it off for over almost half a year now, and yeah, I want to play it. I want to play it. So yeah, so basically this is Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. So Pathfinder is a tabletop RPG, similar to, well actually it's inspired and literally is a fork/branch of Dungeons and Dragons. Not literally per se, but basically the whole Pathfinder system is a direct successor to the Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 edition. Now, of course, it's not a direct copy, but basically it's borrowed a lot of the mechanics, primarily, but this system, Pathfinder, has its own lore and its own game system and its own stuff, and it is a fantastic system. Honestly, I've played a little bit of it, the actual tabletop itself, in my own solo plays off screen and everything, and it's just a lot of math. But yeah, but basically coming off a high of Kingmaker and then playing this now, honestly, I just been looking forward to playing this. So yeah, so basically this is a CRPG, computer role-playing game based off Pathfinder, well, you know, based off the Pathfinder system, but you know, its own story and all that. I don't know what else to say. I'm looking forward to it. So basically, just to let you know, I'm not running any mods and I'm not running any DLC. So I've actually got a few seasons planned with Wrath of the Righteous. As far as I'm aware, there's like 4 or 5 different DLCs with its own stories and all that. And with each DLC, it adds new classes, features, and companions, as far as I'm aware. So my idea is to do a retrospective system like I do any other game that has DLC and stuff, where basically I add mods and make sure every season is different. So yeah, so it's good to be playing this. I'm looking forward to this. Just to let you know, this is going to be a blind playthrough. Now, well, blind to a degree. I have played the first hour and a half into the opening prologue, so I know what's going to happen within the hour and a half. And let me tell you something, the first hour and an hour alone, oh my god, it is good. It is good. So anyway, let's get straight into this. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please pull up a seat, get yourself comfortable, and let's play some Wrath of the Righteous. Let's do this. Right, so first of all, I'm going to go to settings, so I'm just going to make sure everything is fine. English, other bars, autofill, enable loot and combat, yep. Quick movement on, immersive mode. Yeah, don't need that. All saves on. Offering point when complete DLC campaigns. Yep, we're having a DLC. Tutorials, yep, it's fine because it's been a long time since I've last played a Pathfinder game. Now, I do remember the basics, I do remember the mechanics and everything, so this should be fun. Enable turn-based mode, yes. We want turn-based on at all times. Auto end turn, I'm going to say no. Auto interrupt movement during your done action. I'm going to say no to that. Increase, don't need that. Combat text, yep, all for that. Show HP. Actions with idle, yep, over. Don't need any pauses, it's fine. Controls, yep, save. Controls, EOD to nearest target, yep. Highlight, camp, yep. Remembering all the controls, no. 5e movement, shift, yep, I've been using that quite a bit in Kingmaker. So I'll do my best and explain how the game is played as we're carrying on, so that there is a lot to there's a lot to digest. There is a lot. Custom, yeah, all this is fine as long as aware. Visual perception, yeah, that's fine as well. Sound. So let me double check this to the OBS. Should be okay, I think. If it's a little loud, let me know. I can turn it down a little bit. But actually, no, I think I might just turn the master volume down just to 85, just in case. Yep. I think that's a little quiet. You can always sort it out. Okay, save. Let's go back to game. There's one, get back to the game by pressing the X button, Deafy. Okay, and right, let's do this then. It's a new game. So yeah, so basically we have 4 DLCs here. I think a 5th one came out, but I've not bought it yet, so I'll have to buy it. Okay, so we're going to go to the main story. Join the struggle against the world wound, the epic war between Golarion and the Abyss that has raged for more than 100 years. Up to now, the Crusader armies have barely managed to curb the overwhelming enemy forces, but not for much longer. The Demon Lords are preparing to strike a decisive blow. You'll have to harness mythical powers, take command of the 5th Crusade, and lead it against the demonic hordes. Demonic, Deafy, read. If we're going to be reading a lot of the dialogue, we're going to have to learn how to read some. Alright, let's do this then. Okay, we're going to go normal. That's going to be fun. So critical hit, sweet. Death's Door. I think that should be fine. Dead companions rise after combat. I'm going to keep that off, methinks. Remove negative effects on rest. I'm going to say yes to that. Okay, we're good Gusto. Right, I'll tell you what. Dead companions rise after combat. I'm going to say yeah. Because I had a little bit of problem with this in Kingmaker. Yeah, remove control effects of the combat on. Also level up is going to be off. So we can manually build up our companions and stuff. Enemy stat changements moderately weaker. Much weaker, slightly weaker. We'll go moderately weaker. Don't want to go too hard. Damage to party, donate, that's fine. Number of enemies, we will go standard. Additional enemy behaviors. Enemies allow some enemies to use additional abilities and spells. Sure, what's it on? Party speed depends on the weight you're carrying. That is a big no-go. I hate that in Kingmaker. Weather effects is light. Actually, we'll go light. Yeah, because weather effects can change things. Enemy character retrain. Let's retrain it. Yes, in case we wanted to retrain or change up some of these. In case somebody wants to change up their build or whatever. By the way, you can actually create multiple custom characters. So if you want a character during this playthrough, just let me know and we'll talk in the comments. Or if you want to do a little bit of research into the classes or to the builds you want, please by all means go ahead. I know somebody in my viewer clan loves making builds, mainly in Battletech and I think Shadowrun actually in D&D. So if yeah, it's on to you, Rannick. If you want a character, go ahead, dude. Crusader Auto mode, we can take this off. Active companions only receive experience. I want to put this on because it makes sense, because we're going to be changing party. And actually, ally companions that create 6 to less than 6 each of them will receive increased experience. To gain experience, even though not everyone will receive increased experience. I'm going to take this for a little bit of a challenge. Okay, only skill used receive check experience. Yes. Less Sanity mode, so that's basically Iron Man and the short tutorial. Yep, okay, we're good. Let's go. Okay, so we have pre-gen characters. So we have Taolin, the Half-Life Cavalier, Sodara, the Orid Cleric, Yunlad, the Human Fighter, Rix, the Gnome Rogue, Manon, the Tiefling Slayer, and Agni, the Human Sorcerer. We've got custom character. Okay, so we have portraits to choose from. In fact, we can go custom if we wanted to. We can actually add it from the folders. What character did I use? No, I'm not going to make Daphne. I'm going to make someone else. What do I want to play as? I actually ran a few builds. I actually wrote down a few notes. The builds. And one of the builds I was thinking of playing is a human oracle. Bit of a paladin, melee-focused oracle. I'll explain what the class is when we get to them. In fact, I don't even know if I'll get much done in this beginning episode. Actually, you know what? I can't like go with the... Might play a half-orc. Lady Jamandi, Aldori. God, some of these faces, man, it's... Yeah, Tristov. Yeah, some of these faces are... Yeah, this wanker right here, remember him. From the DLC of Kingmaker. Yep, this guy. The barbarians. Yeah, we get foxes in this. Do you know what? I think... no, I'm not going to play a female lead. Should have really made a custom one, shouldn't I? Keymaker characters, here we go. Stag Lord. Tristan, yeah. Don't know. See, I don't want to pick one that... Monk, rogue. Nah, just pick one Deathy, come on, son. Alright, we'll pick basic, this deck. Yeah, we'll just go with this guy. Okay, so we have a bunch of different classes. We've got the Alchemist, the Arcanist, Barbarian Bard, Blood Rager, Cavalier, Cleric, Druid, Fighter, Hunter, Inquisitor, Kineticist, Magus, Monk, Oracle, Paladin, Rogue, Ranger Rogue, Shaman, Scald, Slayer, War Priest, Sorcerer, War Priest, Witch, and Wizard, and then we have Prestige classes as well. So to give you a understanding of which class is which, the Alchemist is your typical potion, chugger, and bomb thrower. The Arcanist is a magic user that uses as a magic user. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. I'll read it. Alchemist is an unusual class that employs a vast arsenal of handmade potions, extracts, elixirs, and even bombs. Bombs are a ranged area effect. Weapon, the Alchemist's main weapon. They learn a lot of arcane spells, but instead cast them normally as an alchemist prepares them as extracts. Arcanists are specialists of arcane magic. They apply a wide range of spells that make them useful in a lot of different situations. After resting, they choose a limited amount of spells they use that day. Arcanists are capable of making their spells more powerful. Barbarian. Barbarians are melee warriors who plunge into rage to deal the enemies a lot of damage. They move fast and have a lot of health, but are poorly armored. As they advance, the barbarians give immunity to some of the enemy's tactical advantages. Bard. Bard is one of the best support classes in the game, wielding a lot of arcane spells. In addition to empowering the allies, they can heal them, as well as control and weaken the enemies. Bards are well versed in many skills like disarming traps and especially good at passing lore and knowledge checks. Blood Ragers are berserkers who succumb to rage to increase their power in melee fights. Because they use a basic set of arcane spells, mainly to power themselves, as a Blood Rager advances to gain immunity to certain enemy tactical advantages. Cavalier is a warrior who has animal companion, a faithful steed that can ride to battle. They are strong melee fighters who can power their allies. Clerics devote their lives to serving gods. They have an access to the most powerful divine spells. A cleric's main role is to heal and empower their allies. Depending on their specialization, some clerics are also good at weakening enemies or smiting them in the name of their faith. Druids are guardians of balance, nature, and elements. They have access to the most powerful divine magic coming from their connection with the natural world. In a battle, druids can empower their allies and animal companions, summon creatures to aid them, or control and weaken enemies. Fighters are adept at physical damaging their enemies. They have access to a vast array of abilities which allow them to turn into even masters of melee fighting or deadly sharpshooters. Fighters are also great at employing armor and shields, which allows them to become reliable protectors for their allies. However, they are unable to use magic, and their weak willpower makes them vulnerable to hostile magic. Hunters fight side by side with their animal companions. They can use both melee and ranged weapons, and they employ some divine spells to let them empower themselves and their companions. Inquisitors are their deity's weapons of retribution. They possess many divine spells, mainly using them to empower themselves, and fight with a weapon favoured by their deity. Depending on their specialization, an Inquisitor can be deadly in range or melee combat. Kineticist is one of the most difficult classes to master. They have masters of elements, capable of creating elemental blasts with almost no boundaries. These blasts can be devastating to the enemies. Magus is an arcane spellcaster who fights with a weapon in one hand and a spell in the other. They are very effective attackers thanks to the vast array of both offensive and defensive spells. However, playing this class takes a lot of attention and micromanagement. Monk. Monks are masters of martial arts, deadly in melee combat. They fight with their bare hands or special monk weapons. A monk must have a lawful alignment or they won't be able to advance. Oracles are powerful divine spellcasters who have access to the most powerful divine magic. They can effectively heal and empower their allies or devastate their enemies. Oracles have access to a limited number of spells and only gain new ones to their advanced level. This makes them less flexible, but they can cast more spells before needing a rest. Paladins are fighting evil on the front lines. They are very good at destroying especially powerful evil creatures. As they advance, they gain access to a small number of basic divine spells, focusing mostly on healing and empowering themselves and their allies. A paladin must have a lawful good alignment or they'll lose most of their powers. Rangers are adept at exterminating certain types of enemies. Rangers can become masters of any kind of weapons depending on the combat style they choose. Thanks to their unique abilities, Rangers are some of the best dueling warriors. Rogue's main role in the party is dealing a horrendous amount of damage to enemies in melee combat. They don't have much health, but they can be hard to hit thanks to their high agility. Rogue also possess a number of useful skills from lying to picking locks and defusing traps. Shamans are divine spellcasters who have access to stronger spells of this type. Shamans have a great versatility in terms of customizing the build for the player's preferred style. Depending on their chosen specialization, a shaman can massacre enemies, support and heal allies, or control and weaken their foes. However, playing as a shaman is pretty difficult to not recommend for new players. Scald is a combination of a furious fighter and an empowered ally. They usually fight in melee and can employ a limited number of spells. They can heal and empower their party members. Their song inspires battle rage in their teammates, making those who fight with weapons stronger. Slayers can fight both in ranged and melee combat. Their main role is dealing large amounts of damage to enemies, however their defense is rather weak. Sorcerers are powerful arcane spellcasters, very effective in combat. Unlike the other arcane spellcasters, they can use a limited range of spells, which makes them less flexible in various situations. However, they can cast more spells before needing a rest. War priests apply both cold weapons and a vast array of sacred spells. They're effective in both offense and defense and can heal and empower allies, and have the ability to channel energy to heal or to damage multiple targets. Witches are potent arcane spellcasters who can deploy the strongest spells. They're essentially good at controlling and weakening their the enemies, both with spells and unique magical abilities called hexes. Witches can also heal and empower their allies through less effectively than smaller classes. It's a difficult class to play as a newcomer. And finally, wizards are powerful arcane spellcasters. They have a large array of different spells, which makes them useful in different situations. They can destroy or weaken allies, or empower enemies, or empower their allies. However, their versatility has its downside. The number of spells a wizard can cast per day is not very large. And then we can go over the prestige classes, but they require some very, very high stats and level requirements, especially class level requirements in order to get them. For example, if we want to get an Arcane Trickster, we need to get Trickery 4, Ability 4, Sneak Attack 2, Ability to cast Arcane Spells 2nd levels, and Knowledge Arcana 4, so there's a lot to go for. So yeah, so you see there is, just looking at the classes alone, there's a lot of things we need to do. Right, I think I will try this class out actually. Actually, this is a bit of a different kind of Oracle that I kind of like looked up, to tell you the truth. So, if you're wondering, my first character in Kingmaker, my main character, was actually based on my first ever Dungeons & Dragons character called Death in the Silent Gleam. She was a ranger rogue that focused on throwing weapons. Okay, I think this time, let's see, Oracle. And also as well, each class has different archetypes that can actually change the way the class is played. In fact, for example, with Oracle, Divine Herbalist here, for example, she can go down. We don't have a mystery, we don't have revelation, but we gain brew potions instead, allowing us to brew potions. And also you can see like different ones and like they get added and stuff. So yeah. Okay, like I said, it's been a while since I've last played playing a game. Yeah, do you know what? I do fancy playing as an Oracle actually, so yeah, I'll play as an Oracle, I don't see why not. Okay, so a feature ability, so we get Mystery. Every Oracle devotes their life to studying some mystery. The mystery determines the Oracle's specialization, giving them certain spells and revelations, abilities that empower their Oracle in their chosen role. And then there are feats and abilities that the Oracle can choose at certain points of their development. They include both passive and active effects. For example, the Revelations of Life give the Oracle the ability to channel energy, healing, or damaging a group of targets. And then every Oracle has a curse that gives them certain penalties and bonuses. As the Oracle advances, the curse becomes less detrimental and more beneficial. For example, the Blackened Curse impedes the Oracle's abilities to hit with an enemy with a weapon, but grants them a number of fire spells. And then, of course, each class has different prerequisites. For example, it doesn't have the following features: Asper, which is a deity, I believe. So yeah, I think we'll play as a deity. I think we'll play as a. Actually, can we customize? Oh yeah, you get your full detail of here if you want. So they're a charisma caster. Okay, yeah, we'll play as an oracle. Again, here we can choose the different races as well. In fact, you know, I think I might just include this as a character creation, I think. Okay, so humans. So we get +2 to 1 ability score. We get the feat trait, so we get 3 feet, and we get 3 skill level. So humans possess exceptional drive and a great capacity to endure and expand, and as such are currently the dominant race in the world. Their empires and nations are vast, sprawling things, and the citizens of the societies crave themselves with the strength of their sword arms and the power of their spells. Humanity is best characterized by its tumultuous and diversity, and human cultures run the gamut for salvage but honorable tribes to dedicant, devil-worshipping noble families in the most cosmopolitan cities. Human curiosity and ambition often triumph over their predilection for a sedentary lifestyle, and many leave their homes to explore the innumerable forgotten corners of the world or lead mighty armies to conquer their neighbours, simply because they can. The physical characteristics of humans are as varied as the world's climes, from the dark-skinned tribesmen of the southern continents to the pale and barbaric raiders to the northern lands. Humans possess a wide variety of skin colours, body types, and facial features. Generally speaking, human skin colour assume a darker hue the closer to the equator they live. And then, obviously, we get the elves. So we got keen senses, elven magic. To be fair, there's a lot to go through. Yeah, there's a lot to read. I don't think I'll read everything, but I'll give you guys like an overview. If you want to pause and read it for yourself, I'll do that. And then we got dwarfs. Give it +2 Constitution, +2 Wisdom, but -2 to Charisma. Slow and steady, have a 20 feet space. Stability +4, reach the bonus to combat maneuver defense. Hardy +2, saving throws against poison spells and spell-like abilities. There's a training. Yeah, there's a lot to go through. The gnomes. Oh, sorry, I forgot to go to the. Okay, gnomes. -2 to strength, +2 Constitution, +2 Charisma. Key senses. Hatred, reptilian humanoids. Defense training against giants. Illusionary resistance. No magic, +1 to any saving throws against illusionary spells they cast. 3 movement. Racial heritage. To be honest, I think what I'll do is I'll create like one of each thing, and then we'll go through the we'll create one of each, and then we'll go through the info as we do in the future. But yeah, basically I just want to read the human bit. Okay, alright, so background selection. So we got a few backgrounds we want to go for. Okay, so we can go from craftsman to noble, to non, to oblique, regional, scholar, street urchin, wanderer, and warrior. Obviously, each one will have like different perks and abilities. You can have, like, for example, a farmhand. We get like a +1 to fortitude saving throws. We get weapon scythe proficiency, scythe weapon proficiency, and then -1 armor check. And then like different ones will have like different proficiencies and stuff. I think the one I want to go for is, I've already looked into it, it's a street urchin, because we're going to go for pickpocket if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so acrobat gives trickery and mobility to list of class skills. +1 and a -1 introduction in case of armor proficiency. Yeah, we want to go pickpocket. So pickpocket adds trickery and stealth to the list of the class skills. Also gains +2 to initiation rolls. That's what I want to get. The character already has the class skill, weapon efficiency, armor, granted by select background, creation, +1. Yeah. Okay, I want to go pickpocket. It's just mainly for the +2 on the initiation rolls. It's really, really good. Okay. And then next. Alright, and then basically we can stat by. Okay, let me see if I've written this down. Okay. So we want to add +2 to strength, because we're going to go for a heavy armor, two-handed fighter oracle for a change. Okay, and then we want to go to 19 strength. I think. Is that what we want? 19 strength, I think it is. 12 dexterity, and then 14 constitution. And then the rest is, and then wait, hold on. And then I think I dump wisdom, and then I add everything to constitution, right? Okay. Being asked to go to 17, and then that's 16, and then we put the rest into that, right? I think that is what it says. I don't have exact numbers here, but yeah, I think that's good enough. But yeah, but basically we're going strength primary, charisma secondary, and then constitution third, and then adding a little bonus to dexterity, and then just dumping wisdom and intelligence. That's what we're going to go for. Okay, so yeah, so basically each stat allocates different things. So for example, with strength, we can add +4 to athletics. Melee attack rolls, damage rolls, athletics skill checks, dexterity will affect range attack, allied armor class, reflex saving throws. Honestly, there's a lot. Constitution, HP obviously, fortitude saving throws, intelligence. Honestly, this game takes the entire tabletop and just throws it into a video game. Owlcat Games have done fantastic work on their games so far. They really have. Okay. Yeah, see, the reason why I went ahead and pre-gened, my character was because we would have been here for fucking hours trying to figure out what to play. Honestly. We would have been here for hours. Okay, 4 points. I think we're going to go into persuasion, definitely. So basically, each character will have access to different class skills they can have, or different skills. So athletics is normally for, yeah, as you can see here, move a heavy object, climb an obstacle, jump. The ability, move past opponents without provoking attacks opportunities, grease through tight spots, climb and jump. Trickery, disarming traps or devices, open locks and doors and chests. Stealth, avoid random encounters to global map or during rest, moving past them without noticing them. Arcana knowledge, arcane spell scrolls, scribing during camping, identification of found magical items, and learn spells from spellcraft and scrolls. Knowledge world is brew potions during camping, decipher writing in foreign languages, and recall knowledge. Lore, brew potions during camping, decipher. Oh yeah, do I see that already? Oh no. Allows to recall knowledge about dungeons and nature, delays fatigue while traveling the world map. Religion, defines spell scrolls during camping, gives an ability to cure a disease, recall knowledge about the planes or religions. Perception, notes traps and hidden objects. Determine your chance to not be surprised in case of sudden attack in your camp. Persuasion, changes over attitudes or opinions, and then use magical device, which is basically activating wands or scrolls. So basically, if you have a scroll that of a spell that you don't potentially learn, then it uses your use magical device skill to see if you can use that wand or magic item in general. Okay, so we want to focus on, I think we'll focus on persuasion. We'll focus on trickery. Actually, yeah, we could probably focus on trickery. And then I think, according to this, now if I'm not mistaken, the Oracle is a... So you should say if the Oracle is yeah, it's a divine spell scroll. So if that's the case, then let's get religion up. Now religion is going to be a bit weak because we're minus 8. I mean, we are a charisma caster, which isn't too bad, but we kind of want to get our religion up so we can scribe spell scrolls if we can. And then I think for a final point, we'll stick into stealth. Yeah, we'll stick in stealth, I suppose. So basically, your max rank is equivalent to your character level. So right now, because we're level 1, we can only raise our skill up to that level. As we gain levels, we can then raise it up, and then we can, you know, have different values and stuff like that. Okay then, right, so now here's where we can choose our feats. Now, there is a lot of feats to choose from. Even ones that, yeah, look at this. I am not going to go through every single fucking one of them. There is way too fucking many here. Way too many. As you can see. Yeah, way too many. So I'm not even going to go through, I'm not going to go through any of them. I'm not going to go through all of them. It's up to you if you want to yourself, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to. Okay. Okay, so for our first one, we're going to go with power attack. I think it's here. Yep. Going to go for power attack. So, power attack. You could choose to take a -1 penalty on all magic attack rolls and combat maneuver checks to gain a +2 bonus on all melee damage rolls. This bonus to damage is increased by half, 50%, if you're making an attack with a two-handed weapon, a one-handed weapon using two hands, or a primary natural weapon that adds a 1 to 1/2 times your strength modifier on damage rolls. This bonus's damage is halved, -50%, if you're making an attack with an offhand weapon or a secondary natural weapon. When your base attack bonus reaches +4 and every 4 points therefore after, the penalty increases by -1 and bonus to damage increases by 2. The effects of this feat last until your next turn. The bonus damage does not apply to touch attacks or effects that do not deal hit point damage, so we're going to go for that. I think anyway. Yep. We're going to go for that. And then our next one, we're going to go... So basically, we're going to follow the two-handed weapon... Yeah, we're going to focus on the two-handed weapon feat tree. So the next one we're going to go is for is cleave. So as a standard action, when you make a single attack at your full base attack bonus against a foe within range, now the full base attack bonus I will... well, there we go. So each creature has a base attack bonus and it represents its combat power. As a creature gains levels or hit dice, their attack bonus bonus improves. When a creature's base attack bonus reaches +6, +11, +16, it receives an additional attack in combat when making a full attack. Base attack bonuses increase at different rates for different character classes. Each consecutive attack gaining from BAB has a cumulative -5 penalty. For example, if your BAB is +12, the first attack has a +12 bonus, the second one has a +7, and the third one has a +2. Full attack increases creature within reach. If you hit, you deal damage normally and can make an additional attack using your full base attack bonus against a foe that is adjacent to the first and also within reach. You can also make one additional attack per round with this feat. When you use this feat, you take a -2 penalty to your armor class to your next turn. So yeah, we're going to go with cleave. Okay, so now we get to pick our curse. Now, I'm trying to have a look. Did I put down curse? Yes, I did. So we're going to go with Powerless Prophecy. So, you are forewarned of danger but can't act to prevent it. You gain Uncanny Dodge as the rogue class feature, but you are staggered for the entire first round of combat. At 5th level, you gain a +4 insight bonus on initiation checks. At 10th level, you gain Improved Uncanny Dodge as the rogue ability using your Oracle level as your rogue level. At 15th level, you gain a +4 insight bonus to all your saving throws and to your AC during the first round of combat. So as you can see, so basically when you choose a curse, you gain a negative effect, and then as you get up levels, you gain a positive. Now, the reason why we want to go for Uncanny Dodge is because the character can no longer be flanked. This denies another rogue the ability to sneak attack the character by flanking her, unless the attacker has at least 4 more rogue levels than the target does. So Uncanny Dodge, if I'm not mistaken, is an ability that stops you from being... I don't know, I can't remember. It gives you like a plus AC bonus on the first round of combat if you're flanked. No, if you're flat-footed, pardon me. So the way the first round of combat works is, depending on your initiation check, if you haven't acted, you gain a negative modifier to your AC, or the enemy gains, or the person who attacks you gains a bonus to their attacking modifiers, I believe. Basically, Uncanny Dodge just stops this, I think. I might be wrong with that. It's been a while since I've used the ability itself. And then for Mastery, if I'm not mistaken, for Mastery, we're going to go for Battle. So yeah, so basically we're going to be like a Battle Oracle. So an Oracle with the Battle Master adds Persuasion, Knowledge, and Perception to her list of class skills. If I knew that, maybe I should go back and change that. Yes, I might change that actually, now that I've added that. Because Perception is actually a pretty good one, but I might leave the Perception to somebody else, I think. Yeah, it's all good. I got it now. So, level 1. So basically we get some spells that we can use to help us out. So level 1 we get a large person, so basically we can grow in combat. We'll go over this like later on. We get Bull Strength, Magic Investment, a large person mass, Righteous Might, Bull Strength, Legendary Proportions, Rift of Ruin, Overwhelming Presence, and at level 20 for our final one we get Final Revelation. We gain the Pounce ability, ignoring you whether you confirm a critical hit, you can ignore any damage reduction the target might possess. And +4 inside bonus to your AC for this check. Okay. When the enemy tries to confirm a critical hit against you. So basically, we're kind of going for more of a, I guess the best degree is kind of like a paladin build with the Oracle class, I suppose. Basically focusing on first strike. So with the +2 from the pickpocket background, and then having these different abilities is going to allow us. I've got it written down. Give me 1 second. Let me see here. Oh yeah, I'll talk about it when we get. Yeah, I'll talk about it in a second because we get Revelation as well. So Revelations are kind of like a bonus stuff that we can get, and the one we want to get is Warsight. There we go. So with Warsight, whenever you roll for initiative, you can roll twice and take either result. At 7th level, you gain a canny dodge. At 11th level, you can roll initiative 3 times and take any one of the results. So basically, we're going to get uncanny dodge anyway. But we have a few here that you can grab if you wanted to. Weapon mastery, that kind of stuff. Depends on what your prerequisites. So basically, let me see. So yeah, so basically we're playing like a standard cleric, paladin or cleric. Buff up with Shield of Faith and Divine Favor. Grab a 2-handed weapon. Then once we hit a certain, once we hit a certain part of the game, because I did look into this in terms of like what abilities we can get and stuff. Basically, yeah. So basically, it's acting like a first striker. Now, in terms of the story, I try to stay away, but I did look into certain builds and certain abilities that we can get in advance. Okay, and additional spells. Did I write anything down for additional spells? I don't think I did I? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. So we've got a choice between cure spells or inflict spells. I think we'll take inflict spells, I think, for like inflict serious wounds and cure mass and all that, because to say the truth, these inflict spells are pretty damn strong, and cure, actually, it could be a healer. We'll go on inflict spells, actually, because we're going to be focusing more on damage than anything. Okay, now we can learn some spells. So we got Bane, Bless, Cure, Bean, so Bane, Bless, Cause Fear, Command, Cure Light Wounds, Divine Favor, Doom, Fly Belly, Haze of Dreams, Magical Weapon, Pressure from Alignment, Raise Sickening, Remove Fear, Remove Sickness, and Shield of Faith. Okay, I think we're going to take Shield of Faith first to add a +2 deflection bonus to AC. For bonuses, yep, it's mainly due to range attack, and I think I see I didn't write spells down for this. I should really have a look at spells to pick up. Okay, yeah, we'll take out Shield of Faith. Do we want protection from alignment? Protection from alignment might be pretty good, just focusing on an AC buffer. But then again, magic weapon might be pretty good for. That might be pretty good for early game, I think. Protection from alignment. Shield of Faith protection from alignment would boost our AC by quite a bit, but I don't know. See, the thing about protection from alignment is you don't know what alignment, because there's blind playthrough, I don't know what alignment we're facing at certain parts of the game, so I want to pick things that kind of just make sense at the time. I think maybe Bless might be pretty good. +1 on attack rolls and saving throws against fear. But the +1 on attack rolls would be pretty nice. Divine Favor, +1 on attack rolls and weapon damage rolls for every 3 cast levels you have. Divine Favor might be good. I'll take Divine Favor. Oh wait, can we only... Okay, we got the 2. Okay, so let's see. So we've got Divine Favor. Okay. So in terms of our cantrips, dismiss spell, yep. Light, so we can shed light. Virtue, 1 temporary hit point. Divine sap, so it's 1d3 of divine damage, 6 for half the damage. The fact is that's That's fixed damage, that's not too bad. Resistance +1, resistance saves, and then we got divine. Yeah, shield face there. Okay, nice. Right, let's go next, and then we get to choose our deity now. Now, I don't remember what the deities do. I think just outside of the druid class, I think. Not druid, well, certain divine classes. We can have like different domains and stuff. Up to, yeah, can't see that. Ogatha, Torag, Sheelan, Serenray, Pharasma, Lamashtu. I remember the goblin. Knock knock. Knock knock. I miss knock knock, man. Gorham. Blood for Gorham. Could do. It's like timer. Yeah, see, 40 minutes of just character creation. Honestly. I think we'll go for Gorham, actually. Yeah, we'll go for Gorham. Gorham, also known as Lord in Iron, is a god of battle above all other pursuits. It's said that he would rust a rate into nothingness if there was ever a time when no more conflicts to be fought. His faithful believes he is present in every iron weapon a warrior is forged, and then for domains you get chaos, destruction, glory, strength from war, and favourite weapon is greatsword. And now we get to choose our alignment. I think we'll go chaotic good, I think, for this one. Yeah, we'll go chaotic good. And now we can work on our appearance. Okay, let's see. We'll just go medium, I suppose. Face. Gotta be white as a ghost. Yeah, you can zoom in. I can zoom in. Should be an old man. Youngish, I suppose. Scar. Scar on the face. Ooh, I like tiger scratch. That'll work. Eye colour. Let's make a difference. War paint. Nah, don't need war paint. Hairstyle. Which I can't really see the hairstyle because of the robes, but once we start equipping armor, we'll be able to see it. Got two, that'll do. Beard. Maybe not a full beard. Yeah, definitely not the French monsieur. Mutton chops. No. Do we just have clean shaven? Not clean shaven. That'll do. Make it black. That'll do. Okay, clothes colour. Orange. Didn't really think about colours, to be fair. Just go with the Daffy Duck colours, I suppose. Yeah, that'll work.
We do it my way. Forwards! No, no. Our time has come. Get it off me.
My band.
Burn. I'll carve my name onto your flesh. Let's shake a leg. All I see is blackness. So many thoughts. So little time.
Is that Yuri Lovewell? That is Yuri Lovewell, the voice actor. I just realised, I think.
Forwards! No, no, backwards. Backwards! Burn! Slice! Behead!
Yeah, we're taking Madman. That sounds like him.
Strike as one. You're done for.
The path is clear.
Spell's not working like that.
Someone else would make better use of this.
Not that I care.
Are you still here?
I sense something. That's what you get.
Scottish.
Damn it all. I'm not touching that.
Right, Scottish it is. Brilliant. Okay, name. Name. Ooh, what could I do for a name? For some reason, the name Julius comes to mind. Julius. Arkham. Julius Acamus. That'll do. Okay, birth date. So Birthday, I don't really care. Let's go 16th of Rover. That'll do. So that'll be what, the 16th of September? That'll do.
March. All I do is march.
Nice. Okay, so basically, we've got Julius Icanus. So 18 strength, 12 dexterity, 14 constitution, 10 intelligence, 18 wisdom, 16 charisma, level 1 oracle. Base attack bonus is 0 for now, but we have a +4 to our melee attack and a +1 to range. Defense is 11 because we haven't got any armor yet. 10 full 30 touch, AC. Yeah, so basically, I'm going to explain all this in the next part when we get to battle. But in this game, there's 3 different ACs. You got armor class, which is depending on the armor and the dexterity you have. Basically, any attack roll has to beat that to hit and deal damage to the enemy. We have flat-footed. This is what I meant by like the first round of combat, or there's other feats that can, spells that can give you the flat-footed condition. Basically, it removes the armor class bonus. And then we have the touch AC, which is mainly for abilities and for spells that hit do a touch AC instead of normal AC as well. These are the same for us: Fortitude, Reflex, and Wisdom. Fortitude's linked to your Constitution, Reflex linked to your Dexterity, and Will to your Wisdom. Movement. Skills, +4 to Athletics, +1 Mobility, 6 to Trickery, 6 to Stealth, 0 to Knowledge Arcana, 0 to World Knowledge, -1 to Nature, +3 to Religion, -1 to Perception, +7 to Persuasion, +3 to Use Magic Device. This is how many spells we can use, 4 level 1 spells. Okay, special abilities, we get Coup de Grace, Demoralize, Acrobatics, Aspire Rage, Accept Effect, yep, Fighting Defensively, Treat Affliction. Arc proficiencies, so arc proficiencies is light armor, medium armor, shield proficiency, and simple weapon proficiency. Okay. Perilous proficient in battle. These are spells. Power and cleave. Okay, so simple weapon proficiency. Yeah. I believe that might be with a Warhammer, I think. See, I'm not sure what weapon to give him. And this are spells. Yep, okay, I'll get them. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through the opening scene. And then once we get control of our character, that's when we'll save it. So yeah, so it's about 45 minutes of just character creation. Yeah. I tried to be as quick as I can. To tell you the truth, if I was doing this from scratch, we'd be here for 3 hours. Honestly, I'm not joking. We'd be here for multiple hours. So, consider yourself lucky that I went ahead. Another look. By the way, I love the music for this game as well. There we go. Well, I mean, for this game, I mean, like for this track, you know, this track is pretty cool. Okay. Make way, coming through, fetch a healer, quick. Now, luckily enough, I don't think I have to speak for every read of dialogue.
We got a wounded fighter. Can we get a healer over here?
Okay, Avina.
My, would you look at this? But why would you drag a wounded fighter into the middle of the festival square? Couldn't he be carted off somewhere else, like, oh, I don't know, an infirmary? Or an accommodating ditch?
What a wanker. Don't like him already.
Make room, everyone. Step back. Now, what's the matter? What happened to him?
You hear the stern voice of an elderly man.
Who did this to him?
You heard the stern voice of an elderly man, but you're so weak you can't even turn your head to look in his direction.
Demons, prelate. We found him barely alive outside the walls of Canabris.
So also as well, any words that's highlighted in a different color, you can overview and you can gain some different information. So demons are malign, destructive creatures native to the outer sphere plane known as the Abyss. Demons exist for one reason: to destroy. Where there is more lawful counterparts, the devils of hell seek to twist mortal minds and values to remake and reshape them into reflections of their own evil. Demons seek only to maim, ruin, and feed. They recruit mortal life only if such cohorts speed, along with the eventual destruction of hope and goodness. Death is, in some ways, their enemy. For a mortal who dies can often escape a demon's depredations and flee to the just reward in the afterlife. It is prolonging of mortal pain and suffering that fuels a demon's lusts and desires, for it is partially for mortal sin and cruelty that these monstrous fiends are born. And then Canabris. Canabris is a city of glory, but not one of spotless virtue. Until the first Mendevian Crusade, it was a small town perched atop a bluff overlooking the West Delon River. During the final dark days of Sarkoris, hysterical refugees splashed across the river and sought safety behind the walls of Canabris. At first, these refugees were allowed in on questioning. However, a little demon named Mihango entered Canabris, magically disguised as a refugee. Once inside the town's walls, she revealed her true form and slaughtered denizens of citizens before vanishing in a cloud of greasy black smoke. After the Red Morning Massacre, as it was called, Canabris refused entry to all except those who could demonstrate direst need. Individuals who fell under suspicion were turned away or executed on the spot. Canabris became known as a safe but suspicious city. By the time of the Second Crusade, the leaders of Canabris agreed to house one of the wardstones to guard them against demonic hordes pouring from the war wound. This act ensured Canabris' role as a strategically vital city, key to the defense of Mendiv.
Walls, you say? Enemy doesn't usually stray so close to the city. Must fortify the defenses. And you, hold fast. Don't die. We'll see you right. We'll get you patched up now. But first, you there, guard. Take his weapons. Bearing arms is not permitted during the festival. Wounded or not, everyone must abide by the rules. He can get his things back after the festival.
Understandable.
O Inheritor, leader of our troops, the sharpened edge of our blades and the unyielding strength of our armor, Iomade, I beseech you, grant your mercy. Heal his wounds.
The magic envelope should be your pain lessens only slightly. So Iomade was one of the deities we could have picked. Iomade, also known as the Inheritor, Light of the Sword, and Lady of Valor, is the goddess of righteous valor, justice, and honor. Having served as Aruden's herald, she inherited many of the last as Aslante's followers upon its death, and continues to espouse the ideas of honor and righteousness in defense of good and battle, defense of good and battle against evil. I won't give up that easily.
Hear, hear! That's the Crusader spirit. My powers are not enough here. Someone call for Terendelev. You there! Yes, you! Stop dithering and gawping and make yourself useful. Go and get Terendelev!
Prelate, surely there is somebody else here better suited to running errands.
I'll get her! Terendelev! Has anyone seen Terendelev?
Be quick about it before it's too late. Now, who are you? I don't remember seeing you before, and I have an excellent memory for faces.
The old man leads over to you. I'm Julius Akamus.
That's the first I've heard of that name. Who are you then? What's your business in the city?
My dear prelate, please, for the sake of the festivities, stop interrogating this poor man. He has been through enough already. Go on. I'll take care of him.
All right, as you wish. You are our protector, and a dragon at that. So I shall defer to your wisdom. But be on your guard. I've been informed he was wounded near Canabris. That means the demons are prowling just outside the walls, and the city is crawling with their spies. Others may be able to relax on this holiday, but not you or I. Not the defenders of this city.
Muttily discontentedly, the old man walks off. So what does it mean by a dragon? Surely he means a dragon of spirit. Anyway, thanks for your help, pal. Thank you for your help.
Pry loose the grudging grip of pain. Cast off the veil of suffering flesh. Let light and life go forth in triumph to repel the skulking shade of death. There.
A beautiful silver-haired woman leans over you. She seems ageless, her face wholly unlined. The centuries-old sadness gleams in her eyes. The longer she speaks, the stronger her voice becomes. Yeah, thank you for helping me.
I accept your thanks, but my work is not yet done.
Who are you?
My name is Terendelev. I am the protector of the city.
Are you really a dragon?
You don't believe me? Perhaps I should retake my true form and engulf this square with my ice breath to win your trust. Pay no mind to my current guise. I appear this way when I walk among the people. I would hamper the festivities if I tried to attend in my true form.
Sure. I don't believe her. What happened to me?
I do not know yet, and that troubles me. I am not entirely sure what the demons did to you. This wound is no ordinary injury, and it was inflicted by no ordinary weapon. I have rid you of your pain and restored your strength, but only time will allow you to heal fully.
Can I go?
Certainly, but be careful. I have managed to get you back on your feet, but I have not healed you fully. Alas, sooner or later, your pain will return.
Understandable, but thank you very much.
Do not be discouraged. You will recover, I promise you that. Tomorrow, come to the cathedral and say that you are expected by Terendelev, protector of Canabris. We will find a way to help you. But for now, put this out of your mind and enjoy the festival. They are all too rare in this time of war, and merriment is one of the best medicines.
Understood. Okay, Data City. Canabris is a city poised on the border between two worlds. Hold on, we'll check out the journal in a second. I just realized this is really fucking loud, this. Yeah, I apologize. I didn't realize it'd be that loud. Give me 1 second. Sound. Let me drop that to about 40. It's fucking loud in my ears. Is it still loud? You turn the music down. There we go, that should be fine. I completely apologize, I didn't do any audio checking after this. Alright, so to bring up your journal, just press the J button. So Data City. The last chance to complete the quest or fail afterwards. Canabris is a city poised on the border between two worlds. On the one side, the ordinary world inhabited by ordinary people, and the other, the world wound. The demon's foothold on Golorium. Heroes from across the world flock to Canabris to aid the Crusader cause. The protracted war offers little cause for celebration, but today's the anniversary of the city's founding. But today, the city's main square has been cleared of marching troops and given over to the performance in the Carnival Games. The townsfolk deserve a chance to forget about the bloodshed, if only for a day. So, have fun. You got to take a break from fighting sometime. The square is packed with numerous entertainments. Time to set aside thoughts of war and enjoy. So, sample the special festival drink, throw the dart at the target, and hit the mannequin. But we are going to do all that. We're going to do all that in the next episode. So yeah, so basically, yeah, here we go then. The official start to Wrath of the Righteous. Been looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to this. So, yeah, so basically I'll go over everything in detail as we carry on with the episodes and all that. But, should be an enjoyable playthrough. Very tactical and strategic gameplay playthrough, but we'll see what happens. Should be good. Right, so anyway, my friends, that's going to be it for today's episode. So thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And apart from that, enjoy the rest of your awesome day, Crusaders. I hope to see you next time. Take care.